Hello and welcome to the Easy English Guide to Proper Pronunciation. We're looking at page 15 of the guide and the sounds j and z. J, which appears in words like treasure, is a strange sound. It occurs in very few English words and they're not particularly common English words either. It's a French sound, really. It's in many French words, like je ne parle pas français, and bonjour, bonjour, yeah, Jean, je. So this je has migrated across the English Channel to England, goodness knows when, but probably 1,000 years ago, and exists, or maybe even less than 1,000 years ago, and exists in very few English words. But it's important to be able to pronounce it. And some people coming to English, or to French I suppose, have a difficulty making this sound. It's something a bit foreign because perhaps it doesn't exist in so many languages. Je. Look at my mouth. Je. It's not sh. It's not sh. And it's not z. It's je. Okay. So I've got a little verse here that I wrote for it because I couldn't find one in English. That's not surprising, is it? We measure our treasures by counting each bit. Any subjective measure brings accountant's displeasure. Double entry abjures any leisurely fit. But if leisure and pleasure are truer measures of treasure, then how on earth can we ever hope to measure it? Measure. Asia. Genre. Invasion. Some other examples there in the guide on page 15. Je. The other sound on page 15 is z. Zeta. Now this is a common sound. In fact, many times when you see an S in English, particularly at the end of a word, it's not actually pronounced s, it's pronounced z. Examples: is and was, two of the most common words in English. I think they're probably in the top 12. So is and was are words that have an S at the end, but they're pronounced z. So if you see a student or anyone trying to pronounce is as is or was as was, then you must correct them because they're going to be making that mistake in every paragraph they come across. So here's some zeta verses. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? And Zachary the dinosaur. Zachary the dinosaur, gizzards dripping from his jaws. Zachary the chimpanzee, lazily hanging from a tree. Zachary the crazy wizard, Kazoom and Zach's sisters, a lizard. Sisters. His sisters a lizard, because its sister is contracted. Sisters. Zachary has a bloodied nose, two grazed knees and purple toes. Toes ends with an S, but it's a zeta sound. Zach plays and plays for days and days and can't wait for the holidays. Thank you to Zachary. I must send him a book. All right, so that's page 15 of the guide, the sounds j and z. So the first one quite rare, but sometimes difficult. The second one very common and more common than it appears. That is to say, often an S needs to be pronounced z, zeta. So keep an ear out for your students making the correct sound, even though it says S. It needs to be zeta in many common cases.